And we have some heroes to discuss, Cinderin.
We do.
We have a lot of heroes. There's 10. That's double-digit heroes to discuss.
Oh.
Dragon Knight makes it to the last pick.
Yeah.
Well, that's because Timbersaw has made it through the banning phase as the first pick, and Jazz has played it literally every game so far.
Yeah, in game number 1, Falcons played Dragon Knight into it as well. They picked DK in the second phase in that game, I believe, after picking Crystal Maiden first. And this time around, they end up pushing it all the way to the end. But yeah, a couple of matchups here that are kind of questionable for Falcons, right? You've got the DK plus Kunkka against Timbersaw and Phoenix. And you don't really have anything that kills Egg, which I don't think the panel talked about this too much, but maybe I didn't notice. They were looking a lot at the damage potential from both sides in terms of the offensive output, but obviously, if you can place a Supernova and basically guaranteed almost protect it, that is really, really big for a matchup like this. So Aurora with an early Phoenix pick going largely unpunished.
That's true, but there is a counter, Cinder, and eventually Snake King will be level 20 for the 225 attack speed talent, in which case the Phoenix Egg just can't survive any longer.
Definitely going to come into play. Can't wait for that. Thank you, Sunset TV. I think in that, like BSJ talked about, I think the laning stage here should be quite telling. If the Kunkka Shadow Demon can get off to a good start against Morph Phoenix, that would be good news. However, Morph is one of the better carries at dealing with the consistent harassment of Kunkka, because you can just reset your health. And Kunkka isn't exactly a burst type hero in the laning stage. Will be nice in the first few waves, of course, but then imagine eventually the Morph will actually start finding pretty good farm here, and he is not that countered either. I think Falcon's lineup looks really good on paper. I love the heroes they have together, the way they work around the same timings, the way they synergize with spells. But Aurora, similar to the previous game, have decent core-to-core matchups, so can they get there? That's what's going to be the question.
Only time will tell, Cinderman. And we're going to see crit on the Shadow Demon again. He has some great targets to make illusions of. Eventually the DK, obviously the Luna, Morphling, if he needs to.
More so than anything, you imagine he's going to be the save against Storm, I think. That's
yes.
His primary objective is not to create illusions of specific core heroes, but rather to combo break and to set up Amar as well. The Shadow Demon Kunkka combination is actually quite interesting. Allows you to do this.
The disruption into Torrent, an old classic combination. Ollie's going to be forced to dive away. And of course, Shadow Demon, everybody remembers him from Dota2, Cinderin, as a mid hero.
Yep.
He is transformed into a support.
Oh, he is also mid. And what do you mean? Wait, hang on, which hero did you say again?
Shadow Demon.
Oh, I thought you said Kunkka. I was like, what? Support? When was Shadow Demon mid in Dota 1?
When he first came out. I know.
People actually play him mid all the time. I feel like they played him support also from the beginning.
No, incorrect, Cinderin. Good try.
I wasn't around. I had a day off, and then they played a support day too.
There's so much useless information in my brain. I just got to get it out during these casts. I don't know what's wrong with me.
And half the time, it's not even correct.
Yeah, that's probably wrong as well. That's true. I don't know where it comes from. It's probably just dreams that I don't remember, you know?
Yeah, Shadow Demon probably wasn't even in Dota 1.
He was. Lauren
Are you sure about that?
Yes, come on.
Oh, you're actually sure?
Yes.
That's nice. That's uncommon for you to be sure about statements you make. Very nice. A true rarity. We are blessed to experience this together.
I'm the moderator on the subreddit called Confidently Incorrect.
That actually makes so much sense to me. Larnoff, decent damage onto Melrine.
Yeah, he's got 2 in Dragon Blood now, so it will be a lot more difficult to pick this one up.
Be a pretty stable lane. As for the bottom lane, well, it'll be interesting to see how the dynamic changes now that Q is on the Tiny here together with the Timbersaw instead of the Rubik, or what was it? He played Rubik and then he played... Why can I not remember? What did Q play? Did he play... It's been so long, man. It's been an hour.
You're talking about the last game?
What did he play in the 2 previous games? Because they played Timber 3 times, right?
Played Rubik once.
Yeah. What was the other one?
And
was it Rubik?
Was it Tiny?
No, that's why this is different. God damn it, man!
I don't know. Maybe you picked the same one twice.
They didn't play 2
Production
Rubiks.
says no. I know.
All right, do a drawing of the hero on the minimap. come on!
God. Our laning stage casting has devolved into just degenerate behavior. The degeneracy is out of control. Lornoff getting chased a bit by Malrine.
I'm looking this up. This is going to bother me forever.
All right, go ahead. Enjoy yourself, Synderen. And Crit going to help secure potentially this water room, but Malrine should be able to get it just fine. And Lornoff trying to get something. As we've seen so many times before, Malrine's just really good at this early mid-game pressure, or mid-lane pressure, rather. He actually has a blood grenade in his stash. Interesting.
Still looking. Take your time.
No, I just want to make it more awkward the longer this takes.
That's very good. You're doing a great job at that. I'm very proud of you.
So something you guys don't know about Synderen, he's basically the human form of a sloth. Everything he does is just
what do you mean?
So slow. Your Googling skills, your typing, just wandering around aimlessly.
He was Rubik twice.
Okay.
Why did production lie to us? I was losing my mind.
All right. Good job, Synderen. We got to the bottom of it. Now can
God
we cast
damn it,
this
man.
game?
Like, they said, did we play the same hero twice? And they shook the camera.
Yeah, that means yes, apparently. All right. Good effort, everyone. It's been long days here.
It's okay, though. We're back on track. So Tiny instead of 2 Rubik games. Curious to see how it changes the dynamic in this bottom lane. Obviously,
Ollie
could maybe go for this.
Disrupted. Dragon Tail is there. Gets off the dive.
Not
right
quite
click.
enough.
Not enough. Oh, he's ticking, though. He's ticking away ever so slowly.
Oh,
he's got Shadow Poison. Nope. Okay.
Yikes.
Not enough. 20 HP.
He
We'll
might have
walk
actually
back.
died if Crit popped them right away.
Yeah, potentially. That was close.
He got a little bit of regen in.
Malrine, 6-minute rune. Ooh, the shield rune is taken by Q. His arms are longer than the dragon. As Amar, I thought he was going to deny himself to Roche.
He will walk into the mighty mines and he will come out a changed man.
Yes.
All right, he did not go into the mines.
All right, he's just going around the long way. Malrine, a lot of pressure with this first siege.
Oh, Skater's in trouble bottom.
Yep, the avalanche is there.
Tossing him into all the trees.
Jab. That's extra damage. Snake King, though, got the slow. And Skeeter will live, although Jabs is pursuing this, has the Timber Chain. Gonna try to go for Snake King instead. Gets him to half HP with just one whirling death. And Q continuing on. And Skeeter, one Lucent Beam. He's gonna attempt to run away. Snake King will eventually be hunted down. And that's first blood for Jabs.
They're doing much better in this lane than they were in the last game with their... I don't know if Tiny is better for this lane than Rubik for what they're facing, but maybe it is. Just the threat on the Crystal Maiden at all times makes it harder for Snake King to play offensively onto the Timber as he can just get Avatos back. Snake King lucky to survive there on almost no health. Has to reset though.
Top tower is under attack.
Is that Wisdom Rune being picked up by Q? Ollie again.
Round number 2.
Will be fine for now.
Yeah, Crit sticking around. Will show himself now. As the Seeds of Serenity. Imagine if that worked on towers.
Oh.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Almost be as good as the safety bubble we just had for a month. Imagine his safety bubble could be cast on towers.
Oh yeah, that's good. Lornoff, he wants to get aggressive. Doesn't have that much mana to work with. Q, though, finds his target, Snake King. Wrong place, wrong time. 4 members of Aurora.
Well, arguably right place. He died instead of Malrine, perhaps.
Malrine wasn't going to die.
All right. Confidently incorrect mod added again.
Skeeter working on that Mask of Madness. And this is the hero that will
Find a D-ward here, Q.
ball out of control if you leave him for just a little bit.
But this time around, the game of 23 is much better than the Sven game just was. His lane is good, this time on the Morph. The hero-to-hero matchup against Luna is another good one. I think overall, Aurora are just in better shape than Game 2. Game 1 was outstanding. I don't think they're likely to replicate something like that against Falcons another time, but we've definitely seen that
Skeeter.
the highs are high. Yeah,
Getting chased. Avalanche is going to find him. He's in the midst of a lot of trees, which means Jabs is going to do a lot of damage. They're going to get ganked, though. In the meantime, the boat coming in, and Skeeter, no Eclipse, but it matters not. His allies have shown up in numbers.
Good.
And they
rotation.
punish Jabs very hard.
Yeah. Amar coming down there. A big read from him. A big play. That was... Or was it actually a TP? I thought he gated, but yeah, I guess he TP'd in immediately to protect that. Mid tower will be denied by Lorinov. Standard stuff. Dragon Knight getting mid tower early. Amar might be going a little bit too greedy, pulling this wave.
23 Savage trying to slow him down with that adaptive. Lorinov and Ollie will greet Amar, and he gets bursted. And Crit, just sticking around the tier 1 bot, gets off a disruption, but it's not going to stop the Avatars from coming out. The Chakram remains as well. So another kill to Aurora, who now have a 4-1 kill advantage. But we can see net worth-wise still very even.
Yeah. In comparison to other games we've seen from Falcons, though, there's one key difference in this game. Amar's game is bad, and that is quite the rarity.
That's true.
Basically, every game we've seen of them, Crit and Amar win their lane, and Amar starts snowballing. He is 6th on net worth, and it's on Kunkka, not a hero that has a tendency of taking over games playing from behind. You can still get good utility once you get this Ags, but the timing of it will be so potentially so late that there will be multiple BKBs on the other side. Maybe Timber this game will be buying an Eternal Shroud. We'll see if Jabs fancies that. I would like to see him tank up this game instead of buying Dagger Kaya. He has really good initiators on his team. He's got Tiny to start, he's got Storm to start. He needs to be able to tank and frontline for the boys. So that would be, in my opinion, the better build. On the side of Falcons closing in on Dragon Knight Dagger, which will be huge. That's pretty much what's worth writing home about right now for them.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Is there
attack.
any way these... Oh, as I say that, Amar might be doing it. I was going to say, any way that Amar is the one taking these stacks instead of the Luna. It looks like that might be. Needs to get some ketchup for him.
Ketchup.
Ketchup?
Your favorite condiment.
Yeah, tomato base with sugar. Sugar makes everything good. He's working on the blade mail into the eventual Ags.
Is under attack.
I'm wondering if what Crit's gonna go this game. Is this an Ags game for him? Doesn't feel like it. Yeah, I mean the break against the Timber can be okay. You don't have stacked yet, but kind of meh overall.
I think utility items are better. Just getting something to move, like Dagger, Glimmer. I guess the Shard is still okay. But yeah, it is weird to say it out loud, but it kind of isn't a good
Q is gonna be stunned right off the bat. The dive comes in into the egg as well. No egg killer like you talked about. As a nice save, actually save snaking from the burst of Jabs, but likely will fall anyway. The zip in from Lorinov, very little mana. He's gonna get frostbit before snaking falls. The Phoenix dies, so it's a 2-for-1. Supports the only ones to fall so far as Malrine gets the Dragon Tail onto Jabs. And Lorinov is gonna have to run away as 4 members of Falcons can't really find the core that they were looking for.
Top tower is under attack.
And this leaves 23 Savage all alone to just push this tower.
Yeah, that was a 5-on-4 fight. Didn't actually react. Oh, wow. I got spicy for a moment there, but he will be okay. Yeah, they play that 5v4, and the trade-off is honestly probably Aurora favored, if not for this deny, which I guess equalizes things a bit. But it's a big rotation from Falcons to only trade 1 support for the 2 of the side of Aurora, and Morphling is getting big. But the good news for the Falcons is that Kunkka, with that ancient stack farmed and this fight, has now recovered quite well. He is now back in the top 4. And a 1k lead for Falcons. Quite insignificant. It's obviously going to come down a lot to execution in this one. And Lorinov will be the... I feel like the man to watch in this game is Storm, closing in on Orchid. Needs another 500 gold, so probably looking at 15 minutes. And that's going to be the biggest challenge for Crit, because that's something he is far from having a solution for. He needs the Glimmer, needs another, what's that, another 1,500 gold for that currently on the Shadow Demon. It should be Lorinov's preferred target.
Yeah, I was going to say, definitely. The others are just too tanky, it feels like.
And Shadow Demon is going to save them, so... Has to prioritize them. And that's obviously under the condition that it's like a static 5-on-5 where all heroes are present and whatnot.
Are scanning.
But looking at the lineup of Falcons, it's not far-fetched to imagine that most fights in this game will be quite grouped up. They do have skirmishing power with something like Dragon Knight plus Maiden, for example. But we're not looking at some truly assassin-type heroes on their side. Jabs will do the same build as always, it looks like. See if it comes back to bite him or if it's going to work better this time around than it did in Game 2. Worked well in Game 1. But no defensive item on the Timbersaw, and his only save is Sunray and I guess defensive toss, which is always a... You can never really rely on that in your itemization. There's that Orchid. 15 minutes. That's what it took. Falcons on the offensive.
Q.
Find Q.
He's going to tank the gank. He's got reinforcements coming. The Torrent's going to hit. Not going to get the fast kill. Eventually he will die, but it takes a little bit of extra time. And you can see Crit was the recipient of Jabs' burst damage. Mallory's going to
the Orchid reveal.
Get some stacks of poison onto the tower. Yeah, exactly. The Orchid reveal, now the information. It ends up being a 1-for-1 though. It looks like both sides will not connect any further.
Good news for Falcons though that they keep slowing down Q. This is a very slow Blink Dagger. We're 16 minutes in soon. Tiny still has another 600 gold to go to get that dagger. And we've seen Q take over games on this hero plenty of times. Quite a few people in the pro scene, to my knowledge, regard him as the best player on the hero in the world. But in this game, he hasn't truly got the ball rolling. He's still been part of 4 kills. He's 0-2-4, which isn't a terrible score, but doesn't really have too much gold to show for it.
Yeah, it does feel like the Blink opens up a lot more potential. His tossbacks are absurd.
Illusion.
Oh. Crit finds a nice couple bounties there.
A little snack.
Kaya coming for Jabs.
Dire's top tower is under
And Amar halfway to his Ags right now. Is there an item timing for each side that they're waiting for? Like any type of BKB type purchases? Because the Lincolns is there for Morphling right now. Obviously doesn't want to fight with just one item, but can definitely participate in a poke.
I feel like Malreen's Mage Slayer is worth waiting for. He's going to have it now, though, so don't really need to wait anymore. But that is a very powerful item in this game. You want to hit the Timbersaw once, you want to hit the Storm once, you want to hit the Morph once. If possible, just mitigate a lot of that magic output the side of Aurora have. And of course, getting the magic resist for yourself is also crucial for mitigation purposes. Aside from that, I mean, Luna is actually just probably gonna not be interested in fighting if she could avoid it entirely until she has BKB, I would imagine. Like, it is kind of high risk to get involved in fights against this lineup. We talked about the tossback potential. Storm is a dangerous hero for Luna to fight into. She can't really commit on the egg until she has BKB. It's going to be too difficult and too protected. So Falcons, I think they don't mind this if this just turns into a farm fest for the next 10 minutes. Despite the Morph matchup being a bit tricky for the Luna, it's better that we get to the point where you can at least stand your ground and take it from there.
Yeah, I don't think either side are too upset if this ends up going to the late game.
Aurora, I love that.
That's their specialty.
The last game was probably 60 minutes under their average.
Dangerous spot to be in. Gonna try to burst them down. They finally do with Jabs. Gets disrupted though. The boat is coming for him. Into the Eclipse. Jabs is dead. Nice Lucent Beam to stop that Timber Chain. The egg is placed, and that means Falcons needs to run away. The focus right now is onto the Luna, but Skeeter able to get to the high ground. And with that, ooh, the Arcane Rune about to be stolen. The Avalanche will prevent it. So Lornoff gets it in the end and zips away. We'll be able to get back to base, it looks like. So it ends up being the 1-for-1 in favor of Falcons.
Sounds funny when you put it that way.
Snake King not afraid to put his body on the line here.
Yeah, this is something this team does really well. Instant reaction from both teams, and a very important disruption here, setting up their whole spell combo. Get that punish. And again, I mean, not to sound like a broken record, but Timbersaw just isn't tanky. If he has a defensive item, he does not die here. But obviously the dagger was also the reason they killed Maiden, so it is a bit of a trade-off. Very curious to see what route he's going to take.
Snaking, as you can tell, he's playing CM in that shot.
Jabs is actually going BKB. I thought he was finishing Kai Assange or getting the Eternal Shroud, but will straight up get BKB. Too many stuns, too many problems.
And Lauren using that Arcane Rune now. Snaking. Typical CM gameplay here.
Yeah, we'll ping out a ward correctly. Doesn't know exactly where it is.
I feel like he's the most calm persona. Would you agree with that? There's never anything that phases Snaking. He won TI. Stone-faced. You know?
Yeah. I guess that's both good and bad.
He's a very even keel kind of guy. Well, I think it's really good for this team.
Yeah.
As they're going to actually just take the Tormentor right away. Not wasting any time.
See what shard they get. Both of them would be good. It will go to crit, so...
Okay, the cleanse for, well, Orchid.
Orchid, Fire Spirits.
And...
Earn.
And... that's about it.
Face.
Face?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clinch your face.
Okay. Good one.
Yeah. It's par for the course. We're not doing too hot today.
Everyone has an off day.
Oh. 3 digits. Or well,
very
4
precise.
digits.
Very, very precise. All right, well, Malrine in the cover of smoke.
Yeah, Manta now picked up for the side of Aurora. 23, keeping up with the Luna quite well.
Oh, jabs. You're going to be able to get out of this one. Lots of roots. Freezing field now. Disruption setting up the torrent. That'll be the death of Timbersaw again. All right, this is a first pick Timbersaw.
Yeah.
And they know it's coming. So they have time to pick things that they think would do well against it. That's a lot of magic.
The biggest surprise when I look down the net worth is how low Laurenov is. He's 6th, despite being 3-0 and 3 on Storm, but...
Yeah, that is interesting.
His CS, perhaps not the best, but still. Imagined he would be doing a little bit better than this. Falcons, they're going to use this, transform this Timbersaw kill into a Roche. Don't think Aurora particularly interested in going here.
Mostly lane creeps, it looks like, in terms of the discrepancy. He's close to his BKB, so we'll see if they even want to fight into this Aegis, though. The Skater will pick this up eventually. And they're going to give him close to solo XP, which doesn't really matter these days. It really did back in the day, though. That was fun.
Yeah, do you remember the level 1 Roches where you could give 1 hero level 5?
That's right.
Or 3 heroes level 3?
Yes. I loved it.
Yeah,
I missed those days.
Yeah, that basically sometimes the game just ended, so that was kind of great.
That's what cheese strats. I mean, it could also lose you the game by trying to do it.
Yeah.
It's a risk reward.
If there's one thing we love, it's for our games to be decided minute 0. A lot of people in pubs would probably prefer that. A lot of people actually try to do that.
Yeah.
By different means. Tower trade. Skitter will continue to barrel down bottom lane with Malrine.
Fortification used by Aurora. Malrine getting a double stack Ancients. That's a nice gift for him. Still a very even game. 2K lead for Falcons. Let's see how well they can use this Aegis. I mean, in games past from this tournament, this is where they really expand their lead. Typically, they're up more than this. As Ollie, he's X'd up. Torrent will hit into the Dragon Tail.
Oh, how ironic. Phoenix flew too close to the sun.
Good one.
Thank you.
Looks like it will be the tier 2.
It's not our best day. We'll have
for
to
Falcons. Yeah, you need to rewrite that material, I think, or get new material for that matter. It requires you to leave your house at some point, though. I know that doesn't happen.
top
Lornoff.
tower is under attack.
That's
With the
rich
Orchid.
coming from you. That's actually so rich.
That's why it's ironic. That's irony.
That's why it's rich.
Malrine almost with the mantle.
Tower in. Bottom. It's an invis.
Okay.
Crit will walk across. Oh, he will take it. Okay. I thought he was actually going to leave this one for Malrine and
he
maybe
wants
think
it.
about an offensive play, but
That's right.
putting it on the Shadow Demon. Might try to smoke break with this. He could instantly glimmer and, of course, disrupt himself to buy time if this were to turn into a smoke. Aurora, very congregated. Here we go.
Smoke is going to end up popping here in just a moment, although Skeeter heads to the north. Oh, they're
Amar is
great.
screwed.
They're going right to Amar. He pops the blade mail, but he's just dead.
Oh, Arnoff BK beat that.
No, you never know. He thought that he probably wasn't alone. Somebody was shadowing him, but I can understand that. But yeah, free pickoff for Aurora. And now Falcons will spread the map, get
Dire's
some farm on the
middle tower is
outskirts.
under attack.
And now this is going to leave them with about 2 minutes left with the Aegis once Amar is back online. Although Lornoff, Dragon Tail initiation.
Or should BKB,
There's
buddy?
the Frostbite. Yeah, that is a killer. So what turned out initially as a very good pickoff for Aurora to delay this Aegis ends up being a disaster with the mid laner going down.
In terms of just overall net worth trade, it's kind
Both
of
about
even.
the same, yeah.
But
As the Dragon Tail finds Q, he'll be taken out next.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I feel like I've barely seen 23 on the screen. He's just in his own world, farming it up, closing in on
Flag,
either
right?
Kanda or BKB. Which one is the choice? Which would you choose? Okay, bad question. You would choose Kanda every time.
Of course, it's more fun.
Yeah.
And they've already been eliminated from the tournament, so why not prioritize your funds?
Why not go out with a whimper?
Ollie. And the X
And it's gonna egg.
uses the egg, and they'll just run away.
He X into eggs.
As, oh, that's the burst damage onto Malrine. He's better be careful as Jab spots the BKB, gets the Chakram off as well. One more Timber Chain, but snaking there with a huge Lotus. It's Malrine now very healthy. Jab's BKB no longer there. He will blink TP, and he's out.
And so is the Phoenix. Actually flew off the map. So pretty much as out as you can be.
Yep, good mechanic.
Interesting
Entering
build.
the Dota 3 terrain.
If he's gonna follow through with this is not popular lately.
What's that?
The Phoenix Ags. He had it in his quick buy.
Ooh, that's spicy. I like it.
I think the reason he was... Okay, he changed it to Refresher.
Oh, that's-
Boo! Boo! Okay, so I think the reason he was considering the Ags for a moment is that he recognized this is not an egg killer game, so I can actually potentially save and refresh my Storm or my Timber.
You could also kill them
Yes,
if you misclick.
but since they're already eliminated,
Yeah, it's
they should buy Kanda and Ags.
fun factor. That's
Yep.
right. Conda
There you go.
Phoenix, that sounds hype.
I think if there's anything your fans would love to see from you when you're eliminated, it's fucking up. They love that.
Now there's the Conda for 23 Savage. That's what I like to see.
Yep.
Good choice, my friend.
And now the BKB next on the menu, surely, before the Scotty that he also has in his quick buy.
Radiant are scanning.
Still 5k lead, not the biggest for Falcons. We've seen, I want to say, similar positions from them where I would be more confident in the victory just based on lineups.
Yeah.
Their lineup can absolutely win this late game. Dragon Knight scales like a beast, so does Luna, but Amar not on
onto
a
the high
traditionally
ground.
super scaling hero here for him.
Yeah, perhaps Aurora is Falcon's kryptonite. Who would have thought? Crit. Showing off the Blink Dagger. Dragon Tail to follow. Jab's already at half HP. Has to pop his BKB in the Eclipse. Essentially wasted then.
X mark.
Yep, the
Nice
egg is going to
timing.
be used on the high
Oh.
ground to prevent the bring back. As Skeeter will steal the Wisdom Rune. And they're going to go trying to go deep here. They get the Dragon Tail onto Ollie again. Nice Lucent Beam to prevent the dive. Lornoff trying to get some revenge here. Has to pop his BKB. He's taking a ton of damage. Has to zip away. The boat comes in. Not to much effect.
If you guys are
Do force the
wondering where
BKB
Morphling is, he'll be on your screens in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
Okay, Conda.
Hey! Oh, got the Kanda. He's still farming.
Radiant's bottom
Why not? He doesn't
tower is
feel
under
like
attack.
Falcons can push
Oh, I'm not saying it's a mistake.
with the Dragon Knight Luna.
He's just not there. Just keeping people up to date so they don't lose track of who the carry of the game is for Aurora.
Yep,
They were
fair enough. Other Conda, almost there for Skeeter. We're gonna have double Conda.
Yeah, the Luna one's very good as well. All right, give me your top 3.
If Anna unretired Cinderin and he bought Conda, would you call it the Anaconda? As Malrine
Wow, that's really bad.
runs right into Q, they'll find him in the trees. Frostbite, and the eventual death will come, I assure you. The illusions, are they gonna actually leave it to the illusions to finish him off? That is disrespectful. As Skeeter comes in for the phylactery Lucent Beam.
A special kind of Lucent Beam.
Oh, what was your question? Something useless, I'm sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rate your top 3 Conda users.
Top 3.
Yeah.
In terms of effectiveness or fun?
How good they are. What do you think?
I don't know. You're asking me. I mean, 2 of them are in the game here, so the only question is what's the third?
And I guess Morph is number 1.
Yeah, it's definitely number 1. I'm really... I don't know if I can separate my heart and my head.
You're about to say Sniper.
I really want Sniper to be
Yeah,
the
you're
third
about
one.
to say Sniper. I could feel it. I knew it was coming.
I mean, the only issue is you do need Ags for that to be good.
Yeah.
And more damage. Whatever, I'll say Sniper anyway.
Smoky time for Falcons. See if they can run into Lornoff. They are pinging him.
Yep, he's got his BKB back.
He cannot react. Oh, he gets away right before they get in vision range with the Dragon Knight. And Aurora will actually successfully read this and get out.
Yeah, they've been doing a pretty solid job at not letting this lead really grow too much for Falcons.
Jabs might be caught. Or who catches who, really?
He blinked.
Oh, they got Ollie.
The X.
He has to egg.
Egg again. Well, that is a problem. They've been able to do that several times now, force out that egg.
Yep.
But they haven't really been able to punish it too much, although Aurora...
Wait, what?
They're smoking.
They are choosing an offensive maneuver now with their egg on cooldown.
Yeah.
This is a really big part of their team fight. And 23 is in Fountain. This does not quite make sense to me right now.
Malrine on the cliff. He has Black Dragon now.
Radiant are scanning.
As a scan comes through, so Falcons are prepared for this. Roche is up, by the way. And this is the old... I mean, I haven't seen a Roche off quite like this.
Are scanning.
The Skeeter, he's actually going to be the front line. The Avatos, they have the burst. Do they have the complete damage to kill this Luna? No, he gets force staff to safety. And Malrine with that Black Dragon, able to keep the rest of Aurora at bay. So Skeeter... I mean, I guess he was confident.
Stone cold that they didn't use Disruption or BKB there.
And do they go into the pit now that the Dragon form has been used?
Yeah, Aurora is actually going to just forfeit it by killing Tormentor. This is free info.
Yeah, unfortunate shard for them.
It's okay. Considering it's an Aurora game, there's a decent chance we'll be farming for a while. So now Tiny can start to get some more items.
Fair enough. So this will be the Aegis, and of course everyone's favorite topic, Roshan banner. And Snake King will take it. And let's see if AUI 2000 has given them the secret info on how to use it. If they don't use it for the next 5 minutes, that is the correct usage by my estimation, Cinderin. Your thoughts?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Lornoff has an arcane rune. Now that Egg is back up, I mean, fighting into this Aegis is pretty rough. Do you just wait for high ground defense if you're Aurora? I mean, they're only down 3k, so it's...
This game is even. Like, they're not really in danger of anything as long as they have their spells in good posture.
Oh, Conda. Skeeter takes some damage as a result. This is BKB backpacked at the moment.
23 is going dragon hunting.
And one of the great benefits of the Kunkka, able to split push without Really having to go there.
More dragons.
Yeah, this is where it becomes really obnoxious. 23 Savage. Is that full agi right now? He's going to go in for the Conda hit onto Skeeter, but he gets stunned up right off the bat. Eclipse to follow. He's going to pop his BKB. He's going to live as a result. Jab's going in. There's the egg with the Sun Ray applied. And this is the disengage from Falcons. Amar hasn't gotten the notice, though. Pops his BKB, now going back in. And Lornoff will zip away. Ollie on the cliff, attempting to TP out. And he's going to get frostbit and killed off. So one dead after all of that. He's going to buy back pretty much right off the bat. And the Torrent Storm, nice connections onto gems. He pops the BKB, but then dies and drops the gem as well. Lornoff now has to zip back out, completely out of mana. As 23 Savage trying to finish off Skeeter, but this is just life number one. Putting yourself in a bit of a precarious spot. And Jab's not able to get the connection onto Skeeter. It's going to cost him quite a bit of HP. He actually will not fall, though. That would have been a dieback if they were able to find that for Falcons. And Skeeter will be back thanks to the Aegis.
A great result for Falcons there.
Yep, so that ends up being two dead, 2 buybacks.
Maybe a little bit crazy the way 23 starts this going in first. I really like that he's doing this to give vision and give them intel in the fight, but Lornoff is too far away. Look how many spells and how much time is spent before the storm arrives. If he's here 5 seconds earlier and they pile on their spells better, I think this team fight could have looked really good for them. But
as we get back into the game, lots of Conda usages. A Skeeter, he's going to pop his BKB. Torrent and Boat.
Nice Manta.
Dodge. Oh my goodness. That's a sexy, sexy dodge.
23 Savage, also known as the best Morphling in the world, in a vote among 23 Savage.
That's right. Self-proclaimed.
He won both the judges' vote and the fan vote among all 23s.
All right,
keep
so
the farm going.
So that fight did have a significant impact in terms of the net worth. Now we're starting into the 8K territory. Pretty decent for Falcons.
But not only the net worth, also in the win condition. Now you know there's no buyback on the Timber. And they've shown that they're able to burst him, and the Phoenix in particular is a quite easy kill if Ollie ever missteps. So has to be very careful. He's only level 12 on that Phoenix, having a really rough one here. Obviously, it's enough to have the level 2 egg in this game, fortunately for him, but far away from anything here. Trying to build up toward a Yule's by the looks of it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lornoff will work on a Lincoln's.
Yeah, he needs that desperately. Feels like so much of his mana is expended just to get away from the fight once Jabs gets bursted down. But Falcon's doing a really good job. They don't really try and kill the egg at any point, but they disengage pretty much every single time.
It's gonna have to be BKB.
And away he blinks. He's going to be going for the Shivas now.
Feels like it's been a while since you and I have cast a game where there's this clear divide between carries and next cores. It's like this very big Luna, very big Morph, and the drop-off is quite significant. Malrine with a 4K lead over the Storm. But still, this is really a hyper carry game from both teams. The utility around it will decide everything. And that's where it's good news to have a Phoenix, because even with no net worth, a late game Phoenix with the right placement of spells and spellcasting can have incredible impact per gold for the side of Aurora on defense. And it looks like Falcons are very aware that of the state that the game is in. They're not trying to push too hard. They're not making any big mistakes. They don't want to let Aurora into the game. Step by step, trying to expand their lead.
Not so safe harbor, eh?
But Aurora's keeping it at flat 9.
That's the really impressive part from Aurora. Like we said, any kind of a lead Aurora's had, or any kind of lead Falcons have had in this term, they've been able to expand very swiftly, and it just gets to a point where, at this stage, they usually be up 20K.
Yeah.
So something that Aurora is doing is working. And keep in mind, they have given up the Timber Saw every single time, and playing against that
Lauren off.
It's not something they've really had to do this tournament. And Skeeter on that Luna has the old ninja gear and has enough to, almost enough at least, to finish the Satanic. But I think the next Rosh is going to be the pivotal one. 23 Savage. And the Storm.
Deep jump.
They're going to be able to likely pick off Snaking. They do.
It's a lot of mana expended on the Storm, but they have pretty good positioning here to probably not get contested by Falcons this time around.
Octarine for Amar. And it looks like Tidal Wave will be next.
Yep. Pretty standard stuff.
Could get on the Tormentor, though,
Yeah.
potentially.
Could also consider Bloodstone here. I wonder why he chose the...
Lincoln's his pop. He's going to have to use his BKB. Turns into Luna. Takes the Moonglaves as a result. Boat is coming, though. Skeeter's fine. And 23 Savage BKB down. Nice man to dodge again. God damn.
Dire's middle tower.
Okay, that one wasn't quite as impressive, but still.
Sure he's impressed with himself.
Let's ask him after the game. Okay, Amar. Well, X back. And Skeeter and company looking like they want to take this fight. Ooh, Amar. Mid-animation for the X. Get through all these Lincolns, though. Lauren off. He gets X'd. Oh, okay, that looked like it should have.
That was
standing on top of the
very
torrent.
close.
How does that not hit? Of course, having to contest with this Manta Black Dragon is a feat in and of itself. Just such an annoyance.
They have pretty good heroes for dealing with it, though. Morphling, one of the better carries at killing them off quickly. The Timber Saw.
Bottom tower.
So the tools are still available for Aurora. And
Yeah, but you can make
game
these
is
Shadow
really-
Demon illusions, Synderin, and
Yeah,
the Manta illusions, and you can just split them on 3 lanes.
yeah. Place a banner in each of them.
Oh, don't talk. Oh, the banner, is it still there?
I think it's expired.
What they used?
Yeah, the top creeps were pretty strong for a while.
Damn it, Curtis!
Well, Jenkins did ask him how to use it, and Curtis said he didn't know.
No, he said no.
Dire
He's not
are
going to tell
standing.
him.
Oh, okay. Well, Jenkins said, "Can you tell me how?" And he said, "No." You can interpret that in 2 different ways.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Mar, ooh, quick BKB.
He is out of there.
I'll teleport.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
What? Oh, he gets X'd. Oh, that was sick.
nice.
So Morphling turns into Kunkka to get the X off, and
Radiant
Mar.
scanning.
That interaction is so weird, isn't it?
Yep.
Skeeter with the Lucent Beam. Conda. Malrain.
Oh,
Ooh, all right,
Close on
another
the
nice
breeze fire.
blink. Sunray coming into play. Cute, taking heavy damage, but Lornoff is in the thick of things. X and the Torrent Storm going off, not really finding much, though. As Falcons will reset the egg. Force them back for the time being. The Torrent perfectly timed, though, and there's the silence and the destruction of the Phoenix. 70 seconds without Ollie. They're actually going for the... I was going to say, there's no way you're going to damage that. 23 Savage able to make it to the barrier.
Falcon's lineup is so difficult to kill.
Yeah.
Dragon Knight is annoying. The Kunkka has boat and long reach. The Luna's mega tanky. Defensive support from the Shadow Demon. Both teams really are hard to kill, but ultimately they will poke and prod down the Phoenix after forcing the egg.
Yes, X marks the spot.
And with that Tormentor killed, the lead is back up to 5 digits. Malrine will get the Fireball. Skitter will get the Wisdom Rune. Already level 25 on the Luna.
Is under attack.
Level something worth looking at in a slow game like this. Who's going to get the big talents first? And it is the Radiant side with the Luna on 25. Morph coming up to 24. So not too far off his 25 talent, which is probably going to be the waveform cooldown, you'd imagine.
Roche underway. Skeeter not in the pit to help out yet.
Backing out.
They get the roar off, and maybe they're just trying to bait it, which is that sound
they are.
cue.
23.
Oh, the opener. That's quite a bit of damage. We get the attribute shift off. The boat is coming. Pops the BKB. Torrent Storm is there. As Amar popping his Blade Mail now, but look at the damage onto Jabs. He has to BKB and try to run away. Not sure if he'll find it, though. Way too much damage from Falcons. They rip right through him. And now, looks like the Tiny is next. Not sure they can take out 23 Savage, so we'll have to settle for the support. As the Havoc Hammer is enough from Amar. So 2 dead for Aurora, both maintain buyback for now. Can they force it out? Probably to Roche Pit first, I would assume. Haven't really seen that too much where they just proc the sound cue and then back away to set something up. That's pretty cool.
It's a nice bait.
Looks like they want to push though.
Uh-oh.
Dragon Tail. Again, the attribute shift comes off as 23 Savage taking a full eclipse. No waveform for 5 seconds. Do they have the damage? Yes. He does have buyback though, but that's 3 dead for Aurora. They're going to have to expend it. Once this tower goes down, Luna will decimate your base.
They're losing minimum 2 lanes if they don't buy back here.
Absolutely.
Actually, they could force Throne if they really want the buybacks to come out here.
Yeah.
They'll go for the waves.
Going for the Torrent in the fountain, very important. So first lane to Falcons. There's the fortification again. And Aurora almost certainly going to be buying back here.
Missing the
Oh,
toss
he
back.
tries to go for it, but yeah, the Dragon Tail comes out. Get the stun onto Malrine. Able to get out for now, though. As Ollie does not. He does have his egg. Skeeter. Now he's getting gone. And pops the Satanic, trying to 1v1 versus 23 Savage. There is the egg as well. Doesn't have the Sun Ray. Oh, actually, there it is. That'll force Falcons to back away for now. Not quite able to get the melee racks mid.
Isn't it just weird to watch? Every time there's a supernova, all the Falcons just walk away.
Yeah, they do. They don't ever try to fight in it.
They just walk away, and they can, because the way most fights seem to start is either Q gets jumped or Q jumps. So he can't toss them back into the supernova and force that fight to take place. Falcons will just poke out that egg, back off, and then go again. There's not enough zone control from the rest of Aurora to really enable this Phoenix, it seems. Maybe a Storm Axe could help.
Now Snake King. Ooh, he's actually going to avoid any initiation there from Aurora. And Lornoff already used half his mana pool just to try to catch him. Tidal wave onto Q.
What's 23
doing? Savage all alone. The Conda,
oh my
the
God,
Torrent,
what is
he's
that?
dead. 2 minutes without Morphling. Was trying to flank, but that might just cost them the game. I mean, they are down 30K.
Oh boy.
But that is a rough way to lose.
He wanted the backstab, gets caught off completely alone. And yeah, you're right. It's like, what do you do now? The game's just...
That might be it. Falcons into the base they go. Can Aurora try to defend with 4? Phoenix would have to buy back for it, of course. Doesn't have egg quite yet. And that is going to be almost megas. 1 more barracks to go if they want. Oh, they do get it. And now the tier 4s are next. Q and Jabs, last stand for them. The focus right now is on the Skeeter. He pops the BKB and has the Satanic to boot. And Jabs on the outskirts of his base will be broken. Disruption is there while the rest of his supports die. And it's just Jabs now along with the Storm as GG's come out. So Falcons do win the series. Definitely tougher than a lot of people, including ourselves, were anticipating. Aurora putting up a good fight, but it does end up in the same.